day. You got any discount tickets?
Yeah. What discount tickets?
For any, oh, yeah, that'll do finally, yeah. Oh, cool, yeah. Just a couple of them will be fine for me and my friend.
No.
What you got there? The Russians are in town. Hey, do you fancy going to the circus?
Let's go to the circus. We
What?
get 50% off.
What a coincidence. The Russians are in
The
town.
Moscow State Circus.
Oh, look. There it is. The big top.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
But if we go inside, will there be a risk of any kind of poisoning?
Well, you know the chalk.
Still, we're not Russian spies, are we?
Well, no,
We're not the British government.
we're not
We're no kind of authority whatsoever,
the
are we?
so-called police that got injured as well. Because apparently this nerve agent is deadly, and yet he was out of hospital within a matter of days.
Well, let's pull up and have a chat about it. The Kak Ma Show are back. So we're here at the Moscow State Circus. The Russians are in town.
We've just come to see if we can get hold of some Novichok.
Oh yeah, is that what it's called? That nerve agent?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think's going on recently? So let's go back to the beginning of it. So what actually happened in Salisbury?
Well, apparently a former double agent and his daughter were sat in I think it was a restaurant or a pub type thing.
Oh yeah, Zizi or something like that.
Yeah, and then they just became ill.
Okay. Now, I'd heard in the news, although it is propaganda, isn't it,
Of course.
that there was a doctor that attended it first and cleared their airways, yeah, and he's fine.
Well, that's odd, isn't it? Because then there was a cop that turned up and he wasn't fine.
Right. Okay.
Now, the thing is with that nerve agent, though, that Novichok, which is also manufactured in Porton Down, literally 7 or 8 miles down the road from where this took place, it's deadly. And a copper who apparently got poisoned.
Sergeant, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was out within a week.
Apparently he's out of hospital now, yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, what was strange for me, Salon, was that when it happened, 3 days, nothing. Nothing. There was nobody else there. And 8 days later, all of a sudden that woman, Satanist that you call her, the fantastically beautiful Teresa, our public servant that's in 10 Downing Street, Decimate, all of a sudden she sends the chemical squad in. You know, with the
Teletubby masks.
yeah, and the suits and everything.
Oh
and,
yeah, I saw that.
And they've started getting angle grinders and cutting out pieces of iron from chairs where this couple sat.
Just fear-mongering crap.
It was 8 days later they sent the chemical squad and they're still in there now.
Yeah, and the army. The army's still there as well.
Right, how come they didn't send them in straight away, first day?
Well, the thing that made me laugh the most is when you were seeing it live, you've got those in the hazmats or Teletubby outfits next to the fire service in their normal uniforms.
And people were allowed, the people that live in Salisbury,
Yeah.
anybody that could go there could just walk around without any gas masks on or protective suits, which wouldn't really protect you from nerve agents, would it?
It's become blatantly obvious to the general public even that Russia had nothing to do with it.
Well, what benefit would Vladimir Putin have from it? Because he
Literally, just more than a week before he's due to go through his re-election campaign.
his re-election.
I'm sure he's got...
I mean, I'm not an advocate of Vladimir Putin.
No.
Because he, you know,
At the end of the day.
go and vote for Putin and live. Yes, okay.
At the end of the day, he's one of them just the same, except maybe not as satanic as our leaders.
Leaders, the blank at the beginning and the end of the film. So, and also he's got the World Cup coming up as well.
Yes.
Now, if you were the sort of president of Russia, would you go and poison somebody in England, risking all that?
Well,
it don't make sense, does it?
It's not just that, but he'd already been outed. Everyone knew he was a double agent. He wasn't actually working as a spy anymore because everyone knew what he was. So, therefore, why need to poison him at all?
Well, his daughter lives in Moscow. So why didn't they poison her there? Don't make any sense. The Russians poisoning somebody on the beautiful land of England.
I suspect they poisoned them something in the food. I don't believe this nerve agent tosh, because I can tell you one thing I do know for sure.
It sounds more like something was in the food, because they ate at the restaurant first, didn't they?
I can tell.
How was it delivered?
You can tell. Yeah, exactly. I can tell you one thing I do know for sure. If they could prove it was Russia, it would be in every paper. Look, here's the evidence. Putin did it, and of course they haven't. So therefore, they haven't got any evidence. Otherwise, it would be all over the place.
So you reckon the British government? Because it's always the government's fault, isn't it?
Oh yes.
No matter what.
Yep.
No matter what, it's always the government's fault. And government means
Every
mind
single
control
time.
to all you newcomers.
Yes.
Also, if it was our government's fault,
Yes.
how come? What do you reckon?
Well, I reckon that they've gone out and they've deliberately done this, poisoned these two, to try and start World War III for one, to distract from the non-exit Brexit, and also to distract from looking at the paedophiles in Parliament.
In Russia they do it like this, don't they? In England they do it like that. Something like that. It's German, Russian. No, German, British. Well, it doesn't matter.
Vulcan.
Well, that was interesting.
Yes.
Well, if you think about it, just recently, there's been a terrorist group who was financed because Hillary Clinton and Barack Hussein Obama and David Cameron said, yes, we finance Islamic State.
Yes.
Right? Who's just recently destroyed Islamic State in Syria along with Turkey?
The Russians.
The Russians!
Oh, right. Well, that gives us, the British, then, an excuse to cause conflict.
Why else would Theresa May and the mind controllers in Parliament in London all of a sudden want World War III with Russia?
Well, it's all part of Agenda 21, Agenda 30, and the Georgia Guidestones, where it quite blatantly states on that they need to maintain humanity below 500 million, which unfortunately for you lot means we've got to get rid of 6.5 billion of you. Yeah, only parasites allowed and enough slaves to look after them.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. You know, why would you attack Russia? It's in the newspapers. We'll go over the newspapers later on, another cack and mac. Yeah, why would you attack Vladimir Putin? Because he's just destroyed their...
ISIS.
They're terrorists.
Yep.
Why invent a terrorist group, Mark Salon?
Well...
So we can save you from them.
Exactly.
But now they've destroyed them.
They didn't know, did they? Putin did.
Turkey and Putin destroyed IS in Syria pretty much completely.
Yep.
So now that makes sense why the British government and the American government...
Yep.
Right, you know, in a document the other day that was handed to Donald Trump, it said something about Putin, and he's going to call you. There's going to be some contact. Do not congratulate him because he won the election. Do not congratulate. And what's the first thing Donald Trump said to Putin?
Congratulations.
Yes! Now, are they really all in it together? Because why would Putin call Trump, or would Trump even call Putin, and they're still mates? They slap and touch each other all like this, don't they? Like their pals. Yeah, I'm in charge, and then he'll go, oh, yeah, I'm in charge. And the bear and the...
Eagle.
Yeah.
Bald eagle in your case?
Yeah. I might get one of the Donald Trump wigs. Apparently in signing, this means Trump, Donald Trump. Somebody told me that. Kind of funny, isn't it? That means Donald Trump. So, yeah, congratulations, he said to Putin, which is absolutely amazing.
Well, it would seem that the plan's not working, though, because, like I say, the majority of the population are actually laughing about it. They can see it's a load of bullshit. But that's not going to stop Theresa May from trying to cause World War III with Russia.
Do you know, I don't think it's going to be World War III, but what it actually does mean is more weapons. And you know what that means, don't you?
Money,
money,
will go around, the will go around, the will go around.
I'm sure there's a Russian song about that. So apparently, yeah, the Russians are now... oh, that was another thing. They expelled their... originally they called them Democrats.
Diplomats.
Diplomats, excuse me, Democrats. It's not democracy on this planet, I assure you.
It's demonocracy.
Demonocracy, yeah. We're all being told the truth.
Yeah, because you know when the politician's lying, his mouth's
Mouth
moving.
So yeah, I don't think it's World War III, but yeah, I reckon it's going to be. Well, we need to produce more toys, more weapons, more helicopters, more bombs, more missiles.
Yes.
Do you know Nottingham in Arnold the other day there was one of these massive guns? A friend of mine was telling me. A lot of the public complained about it, but there was a group of army personnel there, and they'd got this massive gun. I wanted to go across and go, what is that teaching our children? What is that exactly for?
It shows you that you can blow other innocent men, women and children up from miles away and not need to know that you've done it.
They're probably going to say it's for defence.
Yeah.
But yeah, a load of people made complaints, but I wanted to go and ask, you know, seriously, when our young people, our young men and women, stop joining the armed forces because they're not service anymore. We'll talk about this later, about the word service, because even the police seems to become a force, not service. When they stop joining the so-called Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force, and Her Majesty's the Queen's forces, yeah, and they build warships as well. When they stop joining, we might just have world peace. Don't you think so?
Well, I think it was David Icke said, wouldn't it be a great day if these parasites wanted to cause a war and no one turned up? Who's going to fight your war for you then?
There's something parasitical going on about it. Parasitical means living off others. Basically, they take our money from us in a form of slavery called tax, which is actually value-added theft. Again, I know we've gone over a lot of this stuff before. We're trying to have a little bit of fun about it. World War III ain't that much fun. But you see, the people that are making money...
There's one thing about it. It'll make a booming industry.
Yeah. Boom! Shake, shake, shake the room. Tick, 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 tick. The Russians. Blame the Russians.
The Russians are here. The Russians are here.
Oh, that was another thing about Putin.
Don't look behind you.
A friend of mine, Carl, was saying about the Russians. He says apparently the Russian military really don't like Putin. And I asked him, where did you get this information from? He didn't really give me an answer. But yeah.
Probably the papers.
Ex-KGB. Now apparently all the secret services, the alphabetical agencies, apparently they all talk to each other on the telephone. So they're actually in it together?
Of course they are.
Think about it. If Theresa May is going to start World War III with Russia and Putin, there's a hell of a lot of money to be made.
And it's part way towards their agenda of depopulation, because that's what they like. It's the biggest form of depopulation. And let's not forget, the beautiful, treasonous May...
I like that.
Has said that she will happily push the button which sends a bomb which wipes out 100,000 innocent men, women and children. I'll do that, no problem.
It was the
because
review.
I'm a Satanist.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they're all religious, aren't they? And religion teaches you that there is a Satan, an angel called Satan, devil, Beelzebub.
Shaitan.
Yeah, in Islam, Shaitan. Anyway. Do you want to go and see the
see if we can get any
show? I think they'll actually kick us out. Look, they've got the Kremlin building on the side of their truck. Find us on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook. Shall we go to the circus?
Let's go to the circus.
There's a bloody circus going on this planet.
Yes, and there's a bloody state circus going on, and it's not Moscow.
What are they called when they swing from side to side like this? Because they haven't got any animals anymore. Siberian
Acrobats?
Tiger. Yeah, let's go and see the acrobatics. I'm sure they'll put on a good show. And hopefully we won't get poisoned.
I'm sure it won't be as good as what the government can put on, though.
Fancy lunch at Zizi afterwards?
Yeah, let's go, Zizi.
Great.